a series, but a single game. I actually just went up on YouTube today. Between Namshar and Clem and Go for SC2, it was an epic long game. And that's something which you guys can, again, just check out on the YouTubes. But now we get to cast a whole best of 3 of this, so honestly, even if one of those games goes as it did on the Go for SC2 last week, I think this will be pretty freaking great. God damn, now my Skype's giving me notifications from like an hour ago. Ay, 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 Skype, please. Skype, please. So top left-hand side, our red Zerg player here. Give it up if you're cheering on Namshar. And to the bottom right-hand side, our blue Terran player is Dead Pixels Clem, former teammates. Let's see how this goes. Wardy just needs a cameraman? What for? Are you saying my webcam is not good enough? Do you need the full like 360-degree Wardy experience while in between games to keep you guys entertained? I was trying to think of other setups I could do in I was trying to think of other setups I could do in the studio actually, but I couldn't really think of any, honestly. I couldn't really think of any. But yeah, I'm still thinking. Your dad's from Whitley Bay, Wardy is not Geordie. I don't have a proper Geordie accent. If you really, when I talk to my friends from around here, I really do start putting in the Geordie accent a little bit more. I really do. Did Showtime already play? No, Met Hudson. Coming up right now is Namshar Clem. This series just started. After this, Clem Strange. And then we will have Showtime's matches as our last 3 series of this evening. Reaper coming forward, we're going to see this Ling being picked away at. A little bit of damage being done here and there. Grenade goes down, and again, just obviously some mild harassment in these early stages. We've seen the Queen popping out, but we'll prioritize the inject before continuing to attack the Reaper. I'm just trying to pick up a kill wherever possible here. Obviously, Clem, up-and-coming young talent, 15 years old still, and we just saw one of the 15-year-olds actually move out of his group, Group B, Raynor, advancing on through to the next round of competition in this Christmas Invitational. So let's see what Clem can do here as well. Hey guys, I'm telling you, only 11 more subs and we can get a message deleted emote so that we can just troll port back every time we delete someone. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be absolutely incredible. I cannot wait. It's gonna be great. Message deleted. I wonder if that would actually be something people meme with. Let's not do that. Why not? It's a great emote idea. It's the best emote idea I've had in like 3 months. Apart from my little Baneling. Flag coming up nice and quick from Namshar. Not super fast, like, oh my god, gonna all-in you there, but still before the 3rd hatch goes down. I guess he cancelled. Yeah, Legacy Speed still? Yeah, he does, so I guess just gonna go straight into this and maybe just the fast, oh, Retron coming down. So maybe this is a Nidus play here from Namshar in these early stages. I guess we'll find out shortly. There's a couple Queens coming in to push that Reaper and Hellion back over to the right-hand side. Stimpack starts on up here from Clem in the main base. He's going real fast into just bio production. Isn't even got the factory on the reactor anymore. Building a brand new fresh reactor already, and I'm actually really intrigued to see how this goes, right? Because he's not adding on his extra racks just yet. I'm intrigued. Well, if it's CC starts, I guess that makes some sense. It's kind of expected, but what does he need the double reactor for? I guess he just lifts up and he builds both racks on reactors from the get-go. He's really that desperate not to build any more Hellions. I guess 4 is fine. I guess it will work for now. More Hellions continue to get into position. Now the Queens are, well, pretty good on energy, and that's a nice grenade, but Transfuse is ready on the other Queen as well. I mean, the Hellions will keep on trying to trade, but the reality is Namshar really has to mess up if he's going to give up one of these Queens. 12 roaches on the way out, so it's just a fast roach speed from Namshar, but can obviously still get very aggressive with this kind of roach speed timing. He has had a lot of scouting information across the map in regards to what is going on for the Terran. Grenades, he is going to push the Queens fairly far forwards off of creep. Won't be able to do too much more, but again, he saw this factory building another reactor already. He saw What on earth's going on? He's got one too many reactors, Clem. You see what I mean? This is why this build doesn't make sense, because usually you would do this, or it's not that it doesn't make sense overall, it's just a little bit off what it maybe should be. Because usually you would do this, you'd build up the next reactor for the barracks with the factory at the same time as the barracks builds. Now he has one too many reactors, unless he wants to put this factory, just keep it on a reactor, and just have widow mine production nice and quick. But against roaches, the tech lab and siege tank production would be much more preferred. So an interesting kind of setup of choices here as to what exactly does he do, what does he opt for. Combat shield starts up from Clem right now as we see a few Marines are on the way out, and they're going to be starting to join up together on the natural expansion here. A lot of roaches coming across the enemy. Namshar's been building into this for a while, hasn't droned up for a little bit, and again Clem, oh my god, what a timing to lift the third CC. Oh wow, I mean that's just deadly, right? Marines are stimming, but not to fight, but to run away. They'll turn and fight now, but have to dodge across the battle at the same time as Namshar is shredding SCVs. 14 down already. Wow, what a startup this was for Namshar. What a time to run in. The Hellions run back into the roaches. Oh, disaster is striking for Clem at the moment. I mean, now he's going to lose a couple of mules. This CC has to lift up as well. I mean, his third base is landed, but is he going to lose the upgrades as well? Oh, yes, he is, right? I mean, there's no way Clem defends this. He's going to lose +1 attack. Now he's going to lose +1 armor. Oh, wow. I mean, Namshar is just going to keep the upgrades even at 0-0 then for now. The Viking trying to fight from the high ground, picks up a kill now on a Zergling, but the supply depot goes down, pushing up here. I mean, you kill both these supply depots. That's kind of huge as well. Corrosive Battle will force the Marines back just slightly, and oh well, I mean, this timing of Namshar is just not ending. I mean, siege tank coming up now with SCVs pulling in. I think this will be a clean up. I think Clem will be able to push this away, but well, do we dare say the question, at what cost? 12 more workers have fallen already since he entered the main base, and looks as though that number is not done falling just yet, or rising just yet. He's going to be seen. Well, actually, the siege tank fire is doing quite a lot now. Roaches go down. 12 workers killed in recent times. As Namshar still has a few units in position, and he's almost done. Well, okay, he's 16 workers ahead, a huge amount of army supply ahead, and that's the biggest thing here. And he's also continuing to trade with the army. And this is the thing, as Namshar trades out with this army, not only is he doing eco damage, but he's keeping Clem's potential to counterattack very, very, very low, which is obviously a big part of making this a successful attack too. As those Marines stim once again, a roach gets picked off, and Clem's not having a great time so far, as you can see those roaches coming in once more, and those Marines are going to drop all over again. So a couple of SCVs getting picked off the mule also, and we are going to see this orbital is going to get lifted up once again. Yeah, I mean, the third base is mine, and something I don't think Namshar has realized. The thing is, it might not even really matter. He's just keeping on streaming units in. I mean, this tank will do a lot once more. Just needs to target it down ASAP. Still takes another volley. Marines in the back are doing great, but again, it's the SCVs that just keep on dropping so that the Marines do stay alive long enough to do some damage. And now, it really does look as though Namshar does have too much, and Clem can't just keep on running around, avoiding the fights and just trying to buy time. Looks as though this is going to be enough. Tank will actually be able to stage up behind the factory. Perhaps maybe it does enough here. I think the reality is maybe not, though, as we're going to see Marines even trying to micro here. Clem doing what he can, but again, this game was over a few moments ago. More roaches coming across. Again, Namshar +1 carapace behind it just to make sure. 4th hatchery as well. Still, the only thing Namshar could do right now is clean out this third base, which has 9 of the 11 SCVs currently mining. Actually on it, so again, I mean, a tank siege is on the ramp. One about to finish. Clem is just too far gone. Clem's just standing there, maybe micro and thinking about what he wants to do in the next game, what he wants to change up, what he would scout to make sure he doesn't die to something similar. All very viable possibilities as to what he's kind of thinking about right now. Tank will reposition just towards this ramp here. He's not going to give it up, though. He's really going to try and stay in this as long as possible. As long as possible. Tank is going to siege up on the high ground. Again, he's smiling from this third base, and Namshar just does not know about it. Probably forgot that he saw that third CC lifting up when he first arrived. Probably just kind of was overwhelmed by the opportunity to just dive in and to get something done. So, yeah, probably feeling pretty good about that as GG. There's actually a push forward from Namshar up the ramp at that exact moment to force it out as we just following that medevac up. SC2 again, if you haven't seen it, I strongly urge you to check it out. It's very rarely I would upload a single best of one to YouTube. This really is a best of one worth watching, though. Really great StarCraft 2. As we have to the top right hand side, our red Zerg player It is Namshar. Simple intro, no spinny fancy stuff. It's to the bottom left. Our blue Terran player from Dead Pixels is Clem. Zoom in, zoom out, no spinning, no back and forth, no going wild with the camera. Just like that. Port 80 SE with a sub gift to Zero Trace. Got some Wardy hearts in the chat, please, for Port, and welcome Zero Trace to the family. Welcome to the Wardy fam. You get a decoration on the tree if you would like. Welcome to the fam, yo. $177 for Heathrow to Katowice. Mate, there's cheaper flights than $177. There's like less than, I think last year we flew to Katowice for like £60. It is really cheap. If you book it at the right time or just find the right flight on the right day, it can be super cheap. Super duper dipper cheap. Port gifting us up to Zizu. Zizou. What's up? Welcome to the family as well. Port on that sub-gift hype train again. Is this happening? I mean, I challenged you guys and I said, you know, we hit 11. What did we do? We hit like 17. No, what did we even do? We had like 17 new subs during Group B. And then I was like, yo, can we hit 11 new subs through Group C to get 350 sub points? We're only 9 sub points away. It's crazy. It's crazy. 9 sub points. The dream is real. Welcome Ziz out to the family as well. Some more Wardy hearts in the chat, people. Sorry, I'm following this SCV that's really actually making me a bit dizzy as well. Well, factory on the way up, reactor coming down, and we are just setting up into the early stages of this TVZ. Let's see where we go. The Reaper ready to do its little bit of a dance over here once again. We're going to be just not quite picking up a drone kill at the get-go. Port with even more sub-gifts, oh my god. Noisy Cricket. Kate Raven, welcome to the family. Should we just get a big round of hearts in the chat for Port? You done, Port? You just wanted to wait another minute or two. Thank you so much for gifting the subs. As always, we appreciate it. I appreciate it. And the Wardy family welcomes you guys. As a sub, you'll get regular replay packs. If you want to get the most recent replay pack, join the Discord. Sync your Twitch with Discord, and when it does connect, you'll be getting access to the subscriber channel. And by the end of today or tomorrow, the subscriber channel will have the link to the newest replay pack in it. Fatty987 coming in with the 13-month free sub as well. How you doing? Merry Christmas, everyone, he says. Merry Christmas right back at you, Fatty. How you doing? And thank you for the 13 months of love. Always appreciate that support as this Reaper goes down to the Zerglings finally. Nicely done. Kings and Queens still setting up. Here's this lag coming up in the main base. This overload of Namshar is coming through the south side, and it's going to be seeing the medevac on the way up as well, as a few more Hellions continue to come down, get set up and ready to go. The build here from Clem is obviously with a medevac. It's going to be fairly aggressive, but no armory, just the Hellion drop, or maybe the Cyclone Marine drop with the Hellion run by. Indeed, looks to be indeed the case. So off and away we go. And be seeing the medevac going in towards, I guess, maybe even towards the third hatch. Just try and like force that down, maybe even look for a cancel in the early stages. A couple of possibilities here, really. So let's see what Clem can get done. Is Namshar there, Rotron on the way up. Is he going to try something similar to before? I mean, he's going to have a similar setup in a moment where he can start roach speed and maybe just spam out roaches. No, he's going to make a few more drones than he did last game, so probably a bit more of a macro-focused style. Right now, he does need some units to get rid of this attack at the third base. And this is starting to do some damage already. This hatch at what, like 2/3 of the way down or so? Pretty nicely done so far. Medevac is coming back around the top, going to be moving in towards the main base. The Hellions are just gathering up on the natural. Looks though we will see an armory coming up here in the next few moments. So, an armory coming up, Hellbats becoming available, and you know, a secondary wave to this attack. I mean, the more damage you do now, the more difficult it becomes for Namshar to be prepared and ready, well and truly, for this follow-up attack. Medevac lifts up once again. A lot of Hellions coming over to the right-hand side. see creep team again picked up, and we do see that Queen gets low but doesn't go down. The medevac gets targeted. Now the Hellions wolfing into Hellbats here and continue to move forwards. Oh, the medevac solo, it does go down. Well, okay, the medevac falls. Hellbats and Marines still coming into this base, and we do see a few workers being picked away. I think the crazy thing right now for Clem is just the fact that he's got so much damage output, basically. The Overseer arrives, and so finally the Banshee will drop. Oh, this is a bit of a mix-up, though, now. He's kind of targeting the hatchery with some units and targeting the Queens with others. Looks as though he does want to focus on fighting the units and the Queens. That doesn't mean, of course, he probably will not get the hatchery kill. And just kind of splitting things up. I mean, there's a lot of damage, like another 200, 300, 400 damage on the hatchery. If that's all in these units, I mean, we're talking about another couple of roaches going down, and, you know, it can't make the difference. I mean, it's a couple of Queens. Anyways, we do now see Clem. I feel still good damage done. When you come out ahead in workers in this stage of the game, you gotta be feeling pretty great. And going into mech behind it, Clem, he's just gonna keep on setting up into a great position here. Mech, while ahead on economy, is gonna be great. Again, maybe a little bit of indecision, maybe a little bit of a lack of faith in just being, you know, I don't know what to say actually. Like, was it lack of faith? Nope, not really. I think just indecision is the best word for it, right? Where you kind of, sometimes it's not even indecision though. It's like, I think sometimes you want to attack the units, but so much is going on, and you just sort of A-click towards them. But then you kind of end up attacking the hatchery a little bit as well, which is a little bit of a shame, I suppose. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. So Roach is going to counterattack, and hey, they're going to find some SCVs. So Namshar, he's not being knocked out of the game just yet. Finds himself free. I mean, these workers kept on running over here. Clem was very slow to respond. And so Namshar, perfect decision to chase, and now he's already gotten 7 workers killed. However, Hellions running by the third base, and so Namshar's in trouble once again. Oh no, he's stacking up all the workers! No! This is actually one of those moments where they all stack up and they actually then all die afterwards. I mean, Roach is going to move up here once again. Maybe he can get a few Hellions, but as 4s come out, this is just going to get terrible all over again, because now the 4 drops begin and Clem will keep up the pressure. With that 19 workers killed, I mean, that is absolutely huge. 4 still in these medevacs, and they're going to be chasing down this Roach. This Roach will get picked off in the next couple of moments. There's another Roach over to the left-hand side, which is dropping down very, very quickly, so that Roach does die. Hydral's Den is still starting up. The Hive is on the way through. And again, +1/+1 melee upgrades at the moment for Namshar. Setting it up and continuing to get rolling here. Hellbats morphing into Hellions. As we do see those Roaches spotted, Clem, if he sees them, might go for that. As I guess he just wants to go for this kind of Hellbat 4 attack we often see. Honestly, it can work out well after being this far ahead. He can definitely do a lot with it, I think. At the very least, he's going to trade out very nicely, right? And obviously that would work wonders for him. As we can see these units setting up to this right side. We're going to see a couple creep teamers picked off already. And you're just going to be seeing these units just continue to push on forwards. Roaches and Queens and the Ravager setting on up. And we're just going to be seeing again a couple of Roaches getting picked away here towards the top side. Those 4s are really working their way through these Roaches and Ravagers. I mean, the Hellbats go down, but the whole point of the Hellbats is to give the 4s so much time to kind of work their way through that Roach counter. They're there to do the tank, and, you know, a bit of splash here and there maybe makes the 4s hit kill in 2 shots rather than 3. That's nicely done, as so far Clem is killing it right here. And just continue to do damage. Obviously, these 4s can stick around for a long time because they're just going to go home and get repaired. And Clem, again, extending his lead, dealing good damage, just keeping himself in a very good position so far in Game 2 of this best of 3. Well, the Roaches will gather up once again, think about what they want to do next. Hydras and a couple of Vipers on the way out. 2 more Queens as well now coming through here. That third hatch going to be finished up in just a few moments. Roach is getting pushed away from the third base as well. Now Hellions running by once again. What they're going to connect onto is going to be some drones. I mean, this third base has just been a sucker for losing workers on, right? 6 workers dead, and oh, please stop stacking up. Blue Flame kicks in, so 2 Hellions will even be able to get a shot off and kill more workers. I mean, the damage is just endless, and he's going to get one more volley. One more worker goes down. Clem is continuing to just extend his lead in this game. It just doesn't end right now. Clem up 1/5, well, not even up in supply, but equal in supply when his opponent's kind of playing Roach Hydra against Mech. Well, I give Namshar 2 or 3 minutes in this game because all it's going to take is Clem to, you know, just gather his army together, start pushing across the map, and boom, 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 pretty much just end this game. CC lifts up, just going to move into a 4th base location in the next couple of moments. couple more Vikings, couple more tanks coming out here, and again, we're going to be seeing these Hellions tanks, fours. The Vikings as well from Clem, all gathering up together, getting ready to go. Here comes this CC over towards this fourth base, as the SCVs do get themselves in position. Refineries drop down, missile turrets will come up. And do get set up here. Getting a lot of units getting set out the front, and now they are going to start pushing forwards. Hellions with smart servos do transform into those Hellbats nice and quickly. I mean, how does Namshar hold this? I mean, let's look at what he's got. He has got a hive. He has got Vipers coming through. The problem for Namshar is he doesn't have a lot of, like, economy to remax on. So it's going to be kind of one trade, and then Namshar's going to be kind of out, down and out. Or maybe he rebuilds like 10 roaches, but I just don't see him doing this with kind of one push through of this army. Let's see right now. He's going to catch Clem a little bit on siege. Just little fights like this, which are going to work out very well for Namshar. Obviously, getting the right kind of corrosive bars is going to be a big deal. Is going to be seeing those tanks on sieging, and again a few tanks sieging up once again. Queen getting shot at, and then again, well, Vikings doing a little bit to try and shut down those Vipers. I mean, if the Vipers go down, or even just use their energy on abducts before they get to the point of blinding cloud and the tanks, it'd be huge. I'd love to see some tanks just taking the high ground up here, because generally hitting this base is going to be very powerful. You can see Namshar setting to come from the left-hand side, is also really looking to come in from this top side too. Looking for the full surround on this mech army. And here we go, the Vipers have their energy, and they're going to start blinding cloud on it. First blind cloud does a couple tanks not sieged up in that blind cloud even. As we're going to be seeing, oh, one Viper still has loads of energy, but it goes down before it can use that energy. And that is a shame, but it looks as though Namshar might be able to clean this up. These tanks are still doing a lot though, and it's going to be a cleanup. Maybe actually he doesn't, because the fours are just going to take so long to get rid of. Oh wow, Namshar doesn't even begin to break through this actually. 2 tanks and 2 fours left over. Meanwhile, Hellions are roasting a mineral line as well, and Clem kills another 17 drones. I really thought Namshar was going to break through this at this one point of this, but I mean, it's amazing how quickly, like a couple more tanks or a couple fours, it just takes so long to get rid of those last couple units, and how much more damage goes out in that time. It really can be amazing with this mech style. As well, Clem still pushing forwards here. He's going to lose a medevac, maybe losing these fours now. They're very out there on their own, I mean, a couple of Hellions isn't really in high enough numbers, and the Viper abduct really good to just separate the fours from the rest of the units. Hellions trying to utilize their blue flame. Here come the rest of the siege tanks. And again, if these were here to help out those fours, those abducts would not have been as effective, because they would have just covered the area the Hydras were sitting in for the abducts. We're just going to be seeing still scan coming down, creep being pushed back. 12 more Hydras on the way up, plus 3 missile attack coming in here as well from Namshar right now. Vipers still consuming these Evos, getting their energy back to go right away once more. Here we go, Hydras taking a little bit of damage, tanks firing. And Queen gets picked off right here, and we are going to be seeing the Vikings. Oh man, they get rid of 2 full energy Vipers once again. Namshar just is not dropping the blinding clouds fast enough in this game. And as it looks though, he might start breaking through the tank line again. Well, then suddenly there's 2 more tanks in the back, 2 more tanks arriving. Vikings will land to soak some damage and just help push their way through this. And yes, the Hydras, every single one of them will go down here. And Clem, very much so, has got this one under control. And again, as units were going down over there, he has the run-by of Hellions into Hellbats over on this right-hand side. More damage being done in the third base mineral line. Crazy, crazy, crazy amounts of damage here. And it looks as though it is going to be Namshar dropping game number 2 to tie us up 1-1. Our second series of Group C already going to a third game, which is nice to see, as those couple of Liberators going to siege themselves up. Hellions tanks moving forwards as well once again. Let's put themselves in position here. Those Hellions have that blue flame, remember, so they become very deadly to those Hydras very quickly, very easily. Queen going to start taking a little bit of damage. Actually, Queen drops very quickly, and that's the GG. Well played. Namshar types out. I wasn't bad at, just I wasn't super great at. Actual hockey is ice hockey. Okay, like, I don't mean actual hockey, I mean like, because I say ice hockey and hockey, but like, if I say hockey, people get confused. So when I say hockey, I mean like ground hockey, not ice hockey, okay? There you go. Not actual hockey. I apologize if I insult everyone with that one. But I used to play like, pussy hockey then. Does that work? Field hockey? I don't know what to call it. Field hockey, there you go. I used to play field hockey. I actually kind of enjoyed field hockey, apart from the time the ball hit me in the fucking back of the foot and like fucked up my foot for a while. That kind of sucked. Ay. But yeah, it's like one of the first times I didn't have to play rugby. I was like, oh my god, I don't have to play rugby. And they're like, yeah. I was like, okay, I'll play hockey. Yeah, it's kind of fun. Anyways, again, thank you, Walgren, for the 28 bucks and Termalt for the €5. Get some more hearts in the chat for both of them, guys. Let's see some love for some donations. Thank you very much. Game 3 of this series, guys. To the bottom right-hand side, our red Zerg player is Namshar. And to the top left-hand side, our blue Terran player from Dead Pixels is Clem. Now, what is paid? The rent is paid. Pretty much our regular donation goal on the stream is every month we set up to basically pay the studio rent. That's kind of what we aim to spend the donations on the stream on. Because I do rent out this little office studio space that I cast from. So it costs around $500 a month. And so that's kind of what we usually do our donation goal for. Sometimes we kind of set the donation goal as maybe like something a little bit more interesting, like maybe a trip to a StarCraft event, something like those lines. That's generally what we do it for, so that we can keep on casting from this place and basically make it super awesome. So it's funny because I actually tried to use my home internet last night as I got a brand new laptop. And and turns out my home internet is kind of shitty nowadays. So yeah, it turns out that if we didn't have here to cast from, I don't know where I would cast from. So that's kind of funny. What's all these people posting shitty fucking spam? Go away. I don't want to care what this fucking girl did. That's going to download some virus to my PC. Ay. I can use your €5 to buy coffee. Oh no, the Reaper goes down to the Zerglings. Namshar catches it. Ay, that's not pretty. Pulls out of gas now with 2 of his workers. Leaves 1 in, so you will get to 100 gas soon. The Twitch Prime spammer. Probably somebody who had his Twitch account hacked or something, I guess. But yeah, I can use your €5 to buy coffee. Awesome. Actually, you know what's really good right now? So, just last week. So it's funny, I've been in this office place for like just over a year. And, I've been in the office place for just over a year. This really may be funnier to me than it should be, is we see Clem basically setting up into that Cyclone Marine drop he went for in the last game. And just last week, I mean, I always knew there was like a coffee shop as part of this like office building on the ground floor. I just never really used it. Like maybe I bought a can of Coke from it one time. That was about it. The other week, I decided to get a drink from there because it was really cold, and I came in, I saw the coffee shop, I was like, fuck, I just want something warm to kind of warm my hands up. Oh my god, this place is so good. And I've been like walking past it every day I come into cast for like the last year. I just couldn't believe myself. Like I really just couldn't believe myself. Is my XSplit lagging? My XSplit's like lagging a little bit when I'm in game. Is everything okay for you guys? Do you guys hear me okay and stuff? The game looks okay. It's just the microphone levels seem to be like lagging when I'm in game rather than when I tab out they like move a bit more smoothly. But I guess if you guys can hear me fine, it's okay. Thank you very much, Cosmotor, by the way, for the Doodle Cheer 1. Thank you very much. As you are just going to be seeing the medevac coming across the map then. I mean, there's the lair, there's the Roach one once again from Namshar. I wonder if one point on this he just throws down like a Nidus and just counterattacks. A little bit differently to what we saw before, as we do see the Cyclone and 4 Marines going to start pushing on towards this third hatchery. Creep Jimmy here at the front gets picked off. Ling's trying to push forwards. Armory on the way for Clem, by the way. It's a Hellbat Banshee follow-up. Because there is actually the Nidus network from Namshar. Wow, look at me. Fucking psychic wardy over here. I feel as though it's just when you open this way so many times in a row, you can change it up each time. Like one game we saw very aggressive play, the next game it was similar, but he actually played more macro. And obviously this one just goes like completely all in. But if there's Nidus network, or at least, you know, you really have to do some serious damage to then transition out of it. So let's see what's going to happen as we do see one Overlord going down. Namshar hits a slight supply block. Thing is, these Overlords across the map are still going to give him vision into the main to drop down that Nidus. Right now, absolutely everything is on the wrong side of the map from Clem. And I think he sees it right away, of course, because it is right next to his barracks here. But, I mean, Hellion's out of position. The medevac loads up and now starts to go back. I mean, I actually wouldn't mind him even using the medevac to just keep on harassing and maybe force some units to stay at home rather than popping out on this side, as the Queens are in plenty numbers to be able to fight this. An Overseer here as well, so you can target down the Banshees as they cloak up very easily. and there's just so many roaches popping out. Some things are getting roasted by the Hellbats to the left-hand side, but now the Queen's going to target a medevac as well. I mean, is the damage output high enough, basically, is the question. Roaches and Queens, well, the Queens want to get rid of that Banshee once again, and it is just not going to go down here. But a couple of Queens jumping into the Nidus, so staying alive. Clem's just going to type out GG. Doesn't feel as though he can hold on to this well enough, because he just doesn't have any DPS in the army any longer. More roaches are just pouring on out of this Nidus network. GG just like that.